Mr. Lee, do you have any other?
Can I ask one more? What do you think is the most important characteristic of an elected leader?
Honesty.
Thank you.
The relationship with Carrie, was that a romantic relationship? Were you telling her you loved her?
No. No.
So that was just pure sex, is that correct?
Correct.
And where was that sex occurring?
Lots of times in Raleigh.
In a hotel room?
No, I had a condo.
Whose condo?
Mine.
About the condo you stayed in when you were in the last place?
Correct.
You also had sex with Carrie in the residence where you lived in the Elizabeth.
Correct.
And this was occurring during the same time that you were carrying on the affair with the lady in June 2005, correct?
Well, the affair with Millie ended.
Well, it was all going on in June of 2005, the same time that this adoption proceeding was filed, the same time that Melissa agreed to go through with the adoption proceeding, at the same time that Melissa signed the consent.
Right.
Now, in June of 2005, either before the adoption proceeding was filed or immediately thereafter, you did not disclose to Melissa that at that point in time you were having two separate sexual affairs with two separate females. Isn't that correct?
Correct.
The reason you didn't disclose that is you knew that Melissa would get upset. Isn't that correct?
Correct.
The reason you did not disclose that was you knew that Melissa would not sign a consent form for the adoption and would not agree to the adoption, correct?
I don't know that.
You mean to tell me, Ms. Patterson, that you don't know at that point in time that you went to Melissa and said, Melissa, I am having an affair with Marie, a sexual affair, and I am having a sexual affair with Carrie Peterson, that you don't know whether or not that would affect Melissa's decision to go through with any adoption? Is that your testimony?
Melissa told me afterwards that if I would have told her about Carrie, that we would have worked it all out. So I think that at some point, yes, the adoption would have gone through.
If you had told her about having two affairs with Marie and Carrie, you're saying that she would, in your mind, it would not have affected her decision. Is that correct?
I'm saying it's possible. I'm saying after she knew about Carrie and after she knew about Crystal, she's still writing letters and still wants us back together and still wants the family back. So I don't really know what she would have done.
Now, in July, the three of you, before Melissa, you, Marie, and Carrie went on a cruise together.
Correct.
Right? And during that cruise is when Marie called you and Carrie together. Isn't that correct?
No.
In fact, you recall an argument that you had with Marie because she had called you and threatened to tell Melissa about what was going on?
Caught me doing what?
About your having a simultaneous affair with Carrie. Call that argument.
Vaguely.
And at that point in time, and that was in July of 2005, Marie was, in fact, threatening to tell Melissa about the affair. Isn't that correct?
Correct.
Now, during this cruise, when you were carrying on with Carrie, having a sexual relationship with her, and you did have sex with her on the cruise.
Did not.
You never kissed her, never had any type of sexual relationship with her on the cruise?
I did not have sex with her on the cruise.
Isn't that correct?
Well, it was still true that I love Jacob very much, and I wanted to be his parent, and I wanted him to have the legal rights to me as I do to him.
Well, I understand at that point in time you wanted legal rights to Jacob, but your representation to the social worker that you and Melissa had a solid, committed relationship, and your representation to the social worker that they, meaning you and Melissa, had a stable relationship and are committed to each other's life, you know those representations were not true. In June, as early as June of 2005, isn't that correct?
Well, I think it's something that we're still trying to work out.
Objection. I think you've answered.
And it's on the third page. Do you have that in front of you?
Yeah.
Where she says, and frankly, I wouldn't be leaving this law firm right now if it hadn't been for an unfortunate series of events for which you were responsible. She was referring to the affair that you started having with Carrie Peterson. Isn't that correct?
You would have to ask her.
No, this time I'd offer to send Exhibit 1 of that.
Okay, you want to do that?
Well, it's
Y'all
not
want to agree?
I understand. But
Yeah.
I don't really care about it.
I mean, it's up to,
it will just expedite.
it will expedite things. Okay, do you have any objection? Okay. Let defendant's exhibit number 1 come in without objection.
Now, on your last email to Ms. Kettleson, read what you wrote her.
Well, let's take for itself, Your Honor. We can read it.
Well, he can ask her.
Boseman says it's being resolved effective today. I think when you were coming up with your figures from last year, you forgot about the tens of thousands of dollars I spent on advertising and other items last year to try and build your practice. I checked the backup tape and saw you went in and changed your spreadsheet from last week. Nice try. I will pay your draw this week. That's the final draw. I've spoken with local and state law enforcement about the situation. I want to make a few things very clear. My friends have traces on them, including selling work. Do not talk to me and Melissa. Mr. Cosby, don't answer the call back. If I find out that Melissa has been contacted by you or anyone else, I'll have you arrested. If you ever try to come between me and my family with your bullshit, anonymous or directly from you, I'll have you arrested, take your law license from you, and follow you around the rest of your life, do whatever I can to make your life a living hell. Get your stuff out by Sunday, leave the keys, and don't come back. If you need to meet a client, do it somewhere else. If I try to give you your money, you won't be until August the 11th.
At this point in time, Ms. Kettleson was telling you that you owed the money, isn't that correct?
Yes.
She was threatening also to contact Melissa and inform her about your affairs, correct?
Correct.
You had, by this point in time, had not disclosed any of your activities to Melissa or anyone involved in the adoption proceedings.
Correct.
He's saying.
And you specifically refer to the August 11 date, that you did not pay her any money until after August 11 because you knew that the adoption proceeding was going to be before the Durham County District Court on August 10th.
Correct.
You also knew, Ms. Boseman, that Melissa found out about what had been going on, that she would not go through with the adoption proceeding. Isn't that correct?
It's possible, but I think that if you asked her, she probably knew about Carrie.
She will be asked that, but you certainly never disclosed to her, and in fact, you threatened to leave with whatever set out in your letter that she better not disclose. So you're certainly concerned about that truth being revealed before the final document proceeding, weren't you?
Well, it's not even just the truth I was worried about being revealed. It's a lot of the stuff that Malie was making up that wasn't true.
So you were concerned about the truth about your affairs being revealed before the final decree was adopted.
Sure.
Mr. Lee, do you have any other?
Can I ask one more? What do you think is the most important characteristic